Welcome, and a happy Halloween Eve to everyone that's listening, watching, whatever. What is going on, Nick? I like the costume. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. The inmate threw me off. I thought you were like going for like Billy. Like, what do we got? What do we got?
The wig, I think, is like a Lionel Richie Easy E wig type
Okay, that's what I
type of
thought. I'm
thing.
like,
The
Lionel Richie
in-
ever go to prison? What's going on here?
there is no correlation between the wig and the inmate costume. We are just living our best Halloween life right now, and I mean, I just think it looks cool. I honestly might just start rocking the easy, the Jerry curl here. It's pretty good. It's pretty, but I'm out of jail. I was an inmate. I'm out of jail now, and I'm ready to watch a Lions victory before they find me and send me back to jail. What it was is I partied too much while being a Lions fan over the first 6 weeks. That last week I was put in Lions jail for the way they acted and the way it made me feel. But we're back. We're ready. We're here for the win. And I got a Jerry curl for the entire show. So stay tuned. We'll see how it goes.
Well, you know what else we're going to get? Not just a Jerry curl, but a Jerry INT, baby.
Ooh, that was nice. That was nice. That's good.
We got all the jokes here today. But we have a little bit injury news and notes. Frank Ragnow popped up on the injury report early this week, didn't practice at all, wasn't looking good, and sure enough, he is not going to play. So no Frank, that stinks. And then, of course, we were already expecting this, no Montgomery and no Jonah Jackson. So
no Ragnow, no Jonah Jackson. That's tough.
But we did have Amon-Ra confirmed, expected to play, bearing some crazy illness setback. But quick little side tangent. I think COVID is going back around again. I actually just had it. And I think everyone's just saying the COVID is the flu. I'm almost positive Amon-Ra has COVID, but they're not going to say he has COVID because it would cause a league-wide shutdown, lockdown. So they're like, oh, he's got the flu. Jordan played with the flu. He flu game. Yeah, send him out there. And so they're not classifying it as COVID. Same thing as Mahomes, which he said earlier, he got sick from his kid. Then Brittany, his wife, got sick, and then he got him sick. So it's almost like kids kind of getting the adults sick. I Amon-Ra does not have any kids, but I don't know if he was around any kids. Nonetheless, he is good to go. But, Nick, do you think he will be Amon-Ra himself, or do you think he'll be more of like a decoy?
Okay, so I also got COVID about 2 months ago, so it is 100% going around. I was out of work for 2 weeks. It was terrible. My kid got really sick after. I assumed she got COVID. We didn't even test her. We're just like, well, she probably got COVID. Same symptoms I had. So everyone out there, stay safe. That's for sure, because it's back and bigger than ever. To answer your question, I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's back. I don't think like not that he's back, but I think he's here to play. Like he is. There is no decoy. There is no send him out there if he's not 100%. What did Mike McDaniel say about Tyreek Hill this week? I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like, fudge, I wish I remembered. It was like, you're not going to let a cheetah out if he's half a cheetah or something like that. So Mike McDaniels had a great quote, and it was just the same thing for ASB. You're not going to let him just go out there if he's halfway into it. That's just not how we work. That's not how it works. ASB's here to play, and I think he's good to go. Did they put up any prop stats on him yet? I haven't checked. Earlier today, they didn't have anything on him.
I think, they did bring his props up.
But yeah, we'll have to take a look into that because I wonder what it's set at. I mean, I would say over 81.5 yards is what I'm kind of expecting out of him. So we'll see.
Well, while we wait for FanDuel to load, let's talk about some other lines. We have the Lions. We're kind of all around the spread. And I think part of it stems from Jimmy Garoppolo possibly not playing, Amon-Ra possibly not playing, two very good players on both sides of the teams. And Garoppolo is now set to play. And it was trending that Amon-Ra, this freaking was basically so mad. My whole drive home on 97.1, Valeni is just like pounding the drum that Amon-Ra's out, just preaching to the choir. Detroit Lions don't have Amon-Ra, so we can't take the Raiders lightly, which I agree, can't take the Raiders lightly. But if anyone knows Amon Ra, they know it's hard to keep this dude out of the game. He will play through anything, torn abs, just dude's a beast. If he can play, he will absolutely play. And that is also why I think he's going to be like Mike McDaniel's quote that we don't know. I think Amon Ra is going to be Amon Ra. They're not just going to throw out a half-assed dude, even though he is our guy. It's like Amon Ra isn't, he doesn't possess like a Tyreek decoy, as in you could just send Tyreek running around doing options and it would confuse the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Amon Ra is amazing, but you can't really. I mean, we could bring him to motion, but there's only so much you could do with him. So ultimately, I think Amon Ra will be himself, will be good to go. The spread right now is at 7. It has moved down from I believe I saw it at 9 at one point.
Ooh, so, 7.5 this morning for sure.
7.5. Okay, yeah, it's bouncing all around. I do believe the Lions cover. I think we are a bounce back team. Last week, I said perfect. Last week we took an L. Tonight we bounce back. And a little Big Sean quote for those that don't know, but that's Detroit, baby. We take L's sometimes, but we know how to bounce back. And last year after the Bills game, we came back home. Maybe it was in Jacksonville, but regardless, we beat the hell out of the Jaguars, 42-14. Playoff team nonetheless. And then we lose the Panthers, get that shocking upset. And what do? We bounce back at home against the Bears, another poor team, and we beat them, I think it was 41-10 or something ridiculous. So, Nick, your prediction of 51-10, I believe, honestly, not too crazy.
I forgot I was drinking the Kool-Aid so much back in May when we did our schedule, until I was like, hey, let me tweet out just what we predicted, which, by the way, kudos to you and Julius for last week in May predicting that we would lose to Baltimore. I was the only one that said we would win. You guys knew it. You called it. That was right. We all have Detroit over the Vegas. Julius by 6, you by 17, and then me by 41. I don't know what I was thinking, what I was feeling, but I still feel confident in it. Jared Goff at home, we're going to just disrupt their defense. Our defense is going to be so smothering to the fresh off of the injury Jimmy Garoppolo. Jacobs won't be able to run on us at all. I'm ready for some Jerry Jacobs on Josh Jacobs impact. So hopefully we get a couple big hits out of that. If Jerry's playing, right? Jerry's playing.
Yes, yeah, he's
done. Yeah. So I am I'm very into the 51-10 score. It won't be my actual score prediction at the end of this show, but that was that was my May prediction. And if it comes true, I'm not going to be mad.
That's awesome. Yeah, so the Lions, I'm not saying 51-10 is a long shot, but we'll see.
It would be the second most points any team has scored this year, right? I think we could do it.
Yeah, probably. But ultimately, keys to winning this game, I think if we could just keep our run defense stout, kind of bounce back from last week because that was abysmal. We just had Lamar Jackson, Gus Bus, and freaking anyone just dominating us. But I will say, Lamar looked really good, and it's no, knock and trying not to make the loss feel a little better, but I was not expecting that Ravens team. So hats off to them. And it was good in the sense that we took this punch to the face, said, oh, you guys, you call yourself contenders, but you got to prove it. You can win these cheap, easy ones, but you got to beat the big ones. And it's going to be tough for the Lions now, because we don't really have too many big games left. I honestly believe the Cowboys. I think week 15, I don't know, later down the road, we play the Cowboys in Dallas. That's going to be our toughest game. That will be our pretender or contender game. It doesn't matter if we can beat up on all these, Packers, Bears, Kirk Cousins-less Vikings now. If we can't, take down a big dog like the Ravens, like even honestly the Seahawks, who are looking good, who beefed up even more today, and the Cowboys, then it's gonna make me quiver a little bit about this Lions playoff run. But nonetheless, I think we're in good shape to win the North. I think we're pretty much have it spoon-fed to us with this Kirk Cousins news. Is there any way, Nick? Anyway, we fumble our Dan Campbell loses his mind, goes for 4th and 20 every single time. Oh, we got him, ladies and gentlemen. He's muted.
Muted. Dang, my kid. Darn it. That's rare for me. That's
That was
rare for
rare.
me.
That was
That's
when you
rare.
started talking. I was like, "Did I mute him? What happened? Am I muted? What's going on?"
No, I muted my dinner time at the Faber house, and there was a bunch of yelling going on. Now I forgot what you even asked me. Okay.
Any chance the Lions fumbled this NFC North lead
Right.
away?
So no. I mean, is there a way? Sure. We're the Detroit Lions. Yeah, there's always a way that we can fumble everything away. It's just in our blood. But I think that this blood is changing. This is the brand new Lions. So I truly don't think so. I think this is the biggest lock for any division because without Kirk Cousins, Minnesota is now worse than Green Bay, in my opinion, or maybe just right on par. But that being said, Green Bay is trash. They are trash. The Raiders this Raiders team beat Green Bay, I'm pretty sure, by 3 points a couple weeks ago. If we come out and just demolish the Raiders like I fully expect us to, because the Raiders are not a good team. They are not a good NFL team. I don't care how many player meetings you have about your head coach. You have a ton of turmoil going on over there, and it's just egregious. It's gross. I would not want to be a Raiders fan. They're going to get their ass whooped by the Lions, and because of that, the Lions will take full reign and supreme of the NFC North. It is crazy to say. It is crazy to think about. This all said is based on us staying healthy. That's the biggest thing. You can't predict injuries, and injuries happen in the NFL. If Goff goes down and it's Teddy B leading the way, luckily we got ourselves a good lead already, but there is still a lot of football to be played. That is how we would fumble it away. But all healthy, Goff healthy, as long as Goff is healthy, we are, like you said, spoon-fed. This is a lock to win this division. It is crazy. It is the first time since 1993 that it will happen. We will have a home playoff game because of it, or maybe the number 1 seed home playoffs throughout the entire. That's what we're fighting for right now, the 1 or 2 seed. No 3 seed. Right now, if the playoffs started, we'd have San Francisco game 1. That's why you don't want to be the 3.
Yeah, because there's a weird reality where the 49ers are the wild card team just because Seattle wins that tiebreaker.
Or Seattle. And we don't want Seattle.
Yeah. We have
but
to get.
If we get the 2 seed, then we're playing the Vikings right now. Okay, sure. Or maybe the Packers, or who sneaks in, the Rams. Like, give me any of those teams.
Essentially, if we want to feel good about our first playoff matchup, it's 2 seed or better. Obviously, the 1 seed gets us the bye, but the 2 seed gets us the worst wild card team, because I think it's coming to fruition that the better wild card team, the top one, is going to be the 49ers or the Seahawks. And both
or the Cowboys.
Yeah, or the Cowboys, gee whiz.
But you don't want any of them. You don't want any of them. Let's get the 2 seed or the 1 seed. 1 seed, 2 seed, you get the worst. And that's great, because whoever limps in at 9-8 or 8-9, okay, give it to me. Like, who's it going to be? Washington? Who
Atlanta, yeah, or like the Saints.
The Rams. The Saints will win the division for sure. Like, it's going to be Atlanta, the Rams, or the Commanders, or the Packers, like, or the Vikings, like any of those teams. And all those sound so delicious. We are getting our first playoff win if that happens. So it's big to win these games. All these games become extremely crucial, and especially the home games. This is where the Lions thrive. We had a tough road loss against Baltimore. Yeah, Goff doesn't play well outside. I don't think we play another outside game for the rest of the season. So I don't give a fuck if he plays bad or not outside. Along with, like, Baltimore had our number. That's great. We beat Tampa Bay. Let's go home and start winning. Let's win this game. It'll be huge. I cannot wait. I love that my Jerry curl and your Hutchinson outfit is getting all these viewership. Thank you, all the listeners. Make sure you comment on YouTube. We'll get it posted up there.
So, touching back to Amon-Ra, his over-under for yards is at 82.5, which tells me Vegas thinks he ain't even sick.
What did I say?
Back to normal. 82.5.
What did I say? Do you know?
I
said I'll take the over 81.5. I was 1 yard off. I was 1 yard. I knew that's where they'd mark them. Where they'd mark them.
We got our
and I'm still taking that over. I'll take over 82.5, but that does put my a few of my other overs I may have laid down earlier today not as great. Whoops.
Hey, Sam Laporta, 3 touchdowns. I'm riding it again.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing,
I'm
dude.
gonna bet that until it hits. I think I've told myself I got so close during that Panthers game. Oh, I need to see that.
It's gonna come.
Back to this Lions game. Let's talk some keys to winning this game and how we're gonna get it done. Because yeah, Nick, like you said, they did. I guess they're two. This team is not good. Their 2 wins come against the Packers and the Patriots. Both of those teams are doo-doo. Yes, I know the Patriots just upset the Bills the other week, but it's an any given week type mentality in the NFL,
For
which
sure.
also brings me to the Raiders. But I think we should stop this team.
For sure. The Raiders' 2 wins against Green Bay, trash team. I believe their only wins are against the Bears, and then they were down 18 or 17 nothing
The
to the
Saints, yeah.
Saints and ended up winning 18-17. That's the after Derek Carr went to the hospital. So like that's the biggest whatever game I've ever seen. The Patriots, the only reason the Raiders beat that game is because it's Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels had to beat Bill Belichick. Jimmy Garoppolo had to beat Bill Belichick. That's an off game. That's a revenge game. The Raiders are not good. If they score more than 17 points this game, I need to have Chase Young here immediately, which we probably will get into a few trade talks later on in the show. And I wouldn't mind that no matter what. But I'm just saying, like, if we allow 17 or more points to the Raiders, we need to have them here. I am fully expecting them to score one at most touchdown and then maybe a few field goals. They are not good. They are not good. And I love this Jerry curl. I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep talking about it. It's so fun. Dude, I think I might just start wearing this, like, around town, dude.
Love it. Love it. Looks great. Yeah, I agree. You got to just the fundamentals are going to be key in this game. Just the simple things,
Right.
Don't try to get cute. Don't try to, go crazy. Dan Campbell, I feel like this is a game where it's like, take your punts if we have to. It's all right. We'll be back on their 40 in one drive, So don't try to, go for it. But if you got that feel of where, their defense is gassed, we should put someone out there and try to get them to go for it. Also, Nick, my dad is desperately trying to show you the Coming to America Eddie Murphy picture. He says that's what you look like.
I definitely know that movie. But it's been a long time where I unfortunately don't even get that reference. But I've seen that movie and I know that movie. I guess I just can't picture it in my head at this second. But Philip, thank you. Hopefully that's a compliment. You know what I mean? But if it is, thank you.
I would assume so. My dad's just savage ripping you in the
That would be hilarious. And in fact, if he is savagely just roasting me, kudos to Philip. Just well done, sir. Well done. You got me good.
Now, I will say, one thing, there's 2 players on both sides of the ball that I don't think they will, be able to take down the Lions, but they are game changers. And that's Davante Adams and Max Crosby. If we let those 2 just run wild and don't, bat an eye towards them, then the Lions we're going to have, our hands full. We're going to have to try in this game, essentially. We're going to have to sit forward and not, be leaning back. So Davante Adams, if Sutton can just man up on him, I don't want, 6-yard, 5-yard press off, prevent crap. Just man up, Kirby, help him over top. We know who Davante Adams is. He is going to win some matchups with Sutton, but that's okay. That's why we're going to have Kirby over top or Branch or Tracy or whoever's there. But ultimately, if we can just take out Adams and just kind of double team the crap out of Crosby, allow Penne just to bully the crap out of him, because I believe Crosby lines up on the left side, which will be an interesting matchup. But those 2, if we could take them out, there's no chance that the Lions lose this game, even if we do give up a couple turnovers.
Gosh, we are beating the horse over. There's no chance of us losing. I'm not afraid of superstition. If the Lions aren't going to lose because I sat here and said that they're going to win over and over and over, that wouldn't be.
I agree.
So here to break it down, I'm very nervous of Max Crosby. Penei Sewell has looked phenomenal. I don't want to like misquote this stat, but it's like 500. No, some amount of snaps.
It is. It's like 500. I want to say it was like 531.
531 with 0 sacks allowed, right? Yeah. A couple holding calls. And that's left and right tackle. So that'll be fun. But I'm still very nervous of Max Crosby. He's very good. He's very good. And he loves the Detroit. Could you imagine being this big of a Detroit Lions fan, having them have a chance to draft you 3 different times in the draft and just passing on you time and time and time again? And now you get to come home, donate $1 million to Eastern University. They're naming their field after you, and you get to play your hometown team in Ford Field on Monday night. He's going to cause some ruckus, and it's not good. That's not good. We don't like that. Devontae Adams has Sutton Island. So I'm not worried about Devontae Adams. Sutton Island going to put him on lock. Who I am worried about is old Jacoby Myers, who has found this resurgence with Jimmy Garoppolo, who has looked very good when Garoppolo has started. Maybe not great when it was Brian Hoyer or Aiden O'Connell, but when Jimmy G is out there, he's found Myers. I personally think that Myers versus Jerry Jacobs is the matchup to watch, along with Anzalone on Michael Mayer or Josh Jacobs on Anzalone. They have very good. Josh Jacobs can catch and run. Michael Mayer is a very touted, very talented rookie tight end. Nothing like our rookie tight end, but a very good rookie tight end. He was, in fact, drafted before Sam Laporta, I believe. So those are a couple guys I want to pay attention to. How do Anzalone and Jack Campbell line up with those guys, Mayer and Jacobs? But Adams and Sutton, I'm not worried about it. Give Adams 6 catches. He'll be under 50 yards. It's Sutton Island, dude. Receivers don't go to Sutton Island. They don't go there. Baltimore was a whole different kind of story because that's Zay Flowers. It wasn't Sutton on Zay Flowers a ton. Sutton got burned a couple times, but again, I don't think we really talked about that game. That defense never had a chance to catch the breath. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. That's terrible. Defenses cannot succeed with an offense like that. I think our offense let our defense down last week, but we're not on last week. We're on this week. Sutton's going to knock down Adams. Jerry Jacobs, and Jacoby Myers is the matchup we're going to want to watch all night long.
I agree. And I think bold prediction, I think we're going to see Jerry give up a touchdown to Myers, but we're also going to see Jerry get an interception because that's the type of dude he is. He's a route jumper. He's aggressive. But when you do that so much, it's going to bite you both ways. And as long as he can get that interception, then good to go. Keep doing what you're doing because turnovers are huge. And if you could get turnovers, then helps out a lot. But yeah,
regardless, I don't care what Jerry Jacobs does. He's going to be a lot better than fucking Will Harris. So I am
That's very true too. Yeah.
Give me Jerry Jacobs.
We did see last week, we missed Jerry Jacobs, man. Yeah. It was clear and obvious. This dude wasn't just like a fluky, couple games performing better because he's going against the number 2s and Sutton's taking on the 1s. It was like, oh, damn. We can't have Will Harris on the second best option. We can't even have Will Harris, accounted for. This guy needs to be a rotational, come give 110% for 5 plays. That's it. And then Jacobs, you do your thing. And those 5 plays will be his water breaks. So ultimately, I think we are going to see a difference in Jacobs being back. And a lot of it is going to be, they're playing Jimmy Garoppolo and bad offense. Raiders are terrible. Well, yes and no. It's yes because they are bad, but no because, Myers is still a good wide receiver. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not the worst quarterback in the world. He's honestly like your average can be quarterback. And when you have other weapons like Adams and Jacobs, it's not like, all right, lock down Myers, lock down whoever. You kind of have to just allow everyone to man up. And I think the Lions are gonna be all right. Also, quick side note, hopefully, actually, I should say hopefully, what are the chances Michael Mayer comes out in a Michael Myers costume?
Oh, if he doesn't, then he is wasting opportunities.
Yes, totally.
I would like to think that he has done that probably his entire life and is now like completely over it. But I'm all for it. Are we seeing? I mean, it's 5:47. Do you think players are going to be dressed up going into this game?
I was just about to say that. Do we think that I definitely think there's going to be a couple guys in some costumes. We saw last night Joshua Palmer, I forget the guy who was dressed up as, but he came in dressed up as dude.
Myles Garrett definitely had his costume, but we know he loved to dress up.
But ultimately, I wouldn't shock me if Hutch comes in with the. Hopefully, he's got a Billie Jean wig. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that would
And
be nice.
speaking of Hutch, bobblehead night. Anyone there? Get me a bobblehead. I will.
Give me one too.
I need one of those.
Oh
And
my gosh, those are so cool with the bobble leg. Like that.
I know. I was like, man, that's a good idea. How is this the first time I've seen this?
For
you know,
real,
add like a bobble or something else. Because why can't the leg bobble if their head can bobble?
Yeah. I'm so on board with it. I want one bad. If we just wait a few years, they'll be on eBay for
absolutely for sure. But you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna be on eBay tomorrow for like $150.
Yeah. Don't buy it tomorrow. Don't buy. Wait a year or two before you buy it. Yeah.
And you're gonna have people charging more than what it costs to go to the Lions game. Like, damn, I would have just bought $150 standard remote ticket, man.
That's so true. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, it's gonna
be
like
on the topic. Those helmets. What are we thinking of the?
Whoa! I forgot all about those helmets, dude. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Oh, I can't wait. I don't care. Everyone hates the freaking gray uniforms with them. I think it's gonna look so freaking delicious. It's gonna be great. Now there is one. In my opinion, one uniform that would look better. Hear me out on this. Now, I love it. I love our helmet. The helmet is superb. With that helmet, Adam, could imagine like the Arizona Cardinals or New Orleans Saints all black, right? All black. No blue, white sleeves, nothing like that. All black with a blue letter and white on the outside of the letter or of the number, like one blue number, very thin white around it. So it's all black, no sleeves, no lines down the sides, down the pants, all black, dark blue helmet and the dark blue jersey. We would blend and people wouldn't see us from a mile away. It would be such a clean, crisp jersey, but I'm very happy for the Knights and I cannot wait to see it.
Look up Northwestern whenever you get a chance. Northwestern wore these filthy jerseys. Their game on Saturday, purple, gold, and black. And it was black unis. I'm pretty sure it was mostly black. They might have had a little touch of purple on like the bottom sleeve, but the numbers were outlined in gold trim, and it looked so hard, so crisp. And then they had these like black alternate Northwestern helmets, and I was like, man, when did Northwestern get dripped out, man? What the heck?
What the hell, Northwestern? All right,
I know. I was like, I feel like I'm freaking watching the Oregon Ducks, the Maryland Terrapins. You know, I'm thinking, I'm like, did the New Balance owner go here, or who went here?
But that sounds like what I'm trying to say. Like that sounds like a really sick jersey. I do think all grays are going to be very cool. Anyone who's hating it, get out of here because I'm all for it. But to answer your original question, the helmet, give it to me. I want all of it. Are you all on board on this helmet, or are you a little?
Oh
weary?
Hell yeah! No, I love it. They could have put like a cartoon, like little like lion on the side. I wouldn't have cared. I just wanted something different, something bright, something, that I'm like, ooh, haven't seen that before. Because when you're watching games, when guys put on different jerseys and just different colors, uniforms, it just makes your eyes, like pick up things almost where you're just like, that looks different, like, oh, I kind of like that. And it was literally like the Seahawks uniforms, a little bit cooler than what the Lions got going on. But yes, those throwbacks they had, were so, so beautiful. And that's just like, when you see it on TV, it's so much better. And I think that's the Lions helmet. It's like a picture. It's not going to do you justice. Right. But when you see Aiden Hutchinson making a sack, you're going to be, those helmets are awesome. I need to get one. Dude,
whenever Red Zone flipped to the Seahawks game, I instantaneously got thrown back to being a 7-year-old watching Rick Meyer throw the ball to Sean Jefferson, and it was just so fun. Shout out Sean Jefferson, used to be wide receiver coach for the Lions. I don't think he still is. Maybe he is. I don't know. But anyways, it was awesome. Like, it was so nostalgic to watch that. Speaking of jerseys, let's flip to college football. Did you see Houston has got a cease and desist letter from the NFL because their jerseys replicated the Houston Oilers so much? Did you see that?
That is the dumbest thing. I'm like, what are you like? Tennessee, first of all, you guys left Houston where
no, the college football team Houston. The college football team, the Houston College football team, whatever, Houston University of Houston, wore the Tennessee Titan or the Houston Oiler scheme jersey, and the NFL sent them a cease and desist, and they're like, "You're in college, you can't wear this." And I'm like, "Dude, you don't just own the rights to this. This is like, I mean, it's just like music. Like colors are like music, dude. Like." You can change the smallest thing and get away with it. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't think Houston should have to stop. I don't think the Houston Oilers have a full-on copyright on, like, I mean, maybe they do. I don't know how it goes, but I thought it was pretty fucking dumb.
Well, even still, though, okay, if the Tennessee Titans are going to wear the Houston Oilers throwbacks, then the freaking Houston college football team should be able to do it too.
Agreed. And I do believe Tennessee's bringing the Houston back because they wore it last week, and I think they're bringing it back against the Houston Texans.
They are, yes.
I thought so. Like, what are we doing, dude? I love this Jerry curl.
Love it. Ultimately,
yeah. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about. That was a fun rant.
The new helmets.
Oh, yeah.
How are they gonna look? And now, do you think? I mean, I almost positive. I think we are getting new jerseys next year. I think Rod Wood did tease it, and then we did the helmets this year, jerseys next year. So, do you think the Lions, if we do have new jerseys, do you think they will be created to match the helmets, or do you think they will just be new jerseys for whatever?
That's a good question. My original thought would be just the latter, that they are just made to look cool, and Nike or Under Armour has got a say in it, and everything's awesome. But I didn't really put the two together that maybe they make this to match this helmet that they just dropped this year. Which if they do, that would be cool. I honestly thought you were about to ask me, do I think that if they're going to be black or not? And I'm going to ask you that question. Do you think the new jerseys we get next year are black jerseys, or are we retired from the black jerseys?
You know what's interesting? The Pistons ironically rolled out not one but two alternate black jerseys this year. So we got two black jerseys that we'll be wearing as our alternates, which is kind of uncommon. Typically, the Pistons, who don't really have any black in their logo, roll with the white and maybe one black. But now we have two, so it'll interesting to see how that leaks into the Lions. I can't imagine the Tigers and Red Wings would go black, but it would be crazy and kind of cool looking. I mean, the Tigers do have that dark blue, which kind of looks like black. You ever get to see those Detroit Tigers hats? The navy blue looks so dark. It looks like a black D. Actually, honestly, it might even be a black D on some of them.
I mean, this isn't the black D, but this is that like color that you're talking about right there.
Dark blue. But we did do black jerseys once before. It was the Color Rush. It wouldn't shock me if they were like, you know what, we can't leave this Color Rush black jerseys as the last taste. We got to bring it back to the Roy Williams, Calvin Johnson, 2007 early days.
I hated that jersey. I hated that black jersey. Really? That's why I specified no stripes on the sleeve when I was talking about it, because that jersey, black jersey, super blue and white, bold print, and then white pants was the tackiest looking fucking jersey I ever had. Now, don't get me wrong, I owned a Calvin Johnson black jersey of those jerseys. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you had to buy a black jersey, and that's why I think the Lions should come out with one of those jerseys, another black jersey this year or next year. But those jerseys sucked, dude. They were tacky. I want a black jersey, but I don't want it to look anything like that. And now it kind of might be okay to bring that tackiness back like the Seahawks did, because now tacky retro is kind of in style. You know how it always cycles 20 years later. We're kind of back into that point where now that 06 black jersey is kind of coming back as tacky as it was. But I don't want it. I want the murdered out, sweet looking black jerseys that we're getting all over. Like the Spartans have a really sweet dark green or black on color.
Yeah, the ones they were against Michigan, those were pretty cool.
Those jerseys, exactly. Like that would be really cool for the Lions, in my opinion, just with blue. So but I don't want those jerseys back. I'm not here for it.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, but I got some nostalgia bias towards it. And it was Roy Williams black jersey, Lions jersey, my first ever sports jersey.
Fair, that's fair.
Wore that baby for like 10 weeks straight. But I thinking back to it, yeah, not the prettiest jersey, but I do kind of like the black. I don't think the Lions would go black. I think it'll be. I honestly don't know. It might even be like a bluish type deal, but honestly, I'm just here for. I want New Jersey. That's all I want.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? Just give me a good time, dude. Let's go, Lions.
All right. While we're talking New Jerseys,
Mm.
who do you think would look good in a Lions jersey? As in the trade deadline, we got a few names coming up for the Lions. You know, the biggest ones like Max Crosby, who we're facing tonight, Patrick Surtain. But those were the top dogs. We did see Leonard Williams go to the Seahawks for a second and a fifth, kind of setting the market.
Oh,
Montez
that's
Sweat
overpay.
has been, rumored to go for a third, supposedly. Chase Young still out there. He was probably going to get moved, but even Jonathan Allen, another commander. So ultimately, Nick, any player you could think of that would look good in a Lions jersey that isn't in one currently?
Yes, many. But this question is quite the catch-22 in my opinion. One, I know we're all in on the Super Bowl this year. I know we're all in on the Lions. This is our year. We've been saying it for 70 years, and we feel like this is like the year. This is actually our year. However, I am not ready to mortgage the future to win right this very second because I'm still not positive that our team is one player away, like where the Rams went and got Von Miller the year they won the Super Bowl after getting Stafford, and that was their one over the hump. I think we're still a few players away. So I don't want to trade away 2 firsts or a first and a second for Patrick Surtain. Yes, I want Patrick Surtain on my team very badly. What I want is a 3rd round next year and a 4th round in 2025 to Washington for for Chase Young and Kendall Fuller. I want a cornerback. That most of all, I want a cornerback. And I don't know all the cornerbacks in the goddamn world that's even available right now. And I'm not positive how you go and acquire one for a 3rd round or a 5th round. But that's the kind of cornerback I want depth at corner. We saw what happens if Jerry Jacobs, seatbelt gang, we love him. He doesn't even like us on Twitter, but that's okay because we love him. He goes out, we're fucked. We can't have Will Harris and Stephen Gilmore being our backup cornerbacks. That doesn't work. Mosley was supposed to be this guy, and he is out for the year yet again. We need a cornerback. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care about Kaminsky, Julian Okoro. We need edge rushers. No, we do not. That is, in fact, some of the most depth that we have. And Houston will be back. Calm down. You know who won't be back? Emmanuel Mosley. You know who's not good? Will Harris. So, sure, he got a nice pick a couple weeks ago after a nice tip ball by Bugs. I don't care. I don't like Will Harris. Jerry Jacobs is our last man standing when it comes to cornerbacks, in my opinion, because everyone else behind him is just very depth. I mean, sure, we got Khalil Dorsey back and all. Spare me. Give me a cornerback, but I'm not ready to trade a 1st and a 2nd round for a top-tier cornerback like Patrick Surtain right now. I'm just not. What I want to do is play out as much as I can this year, maybe spend a 5th rounder to get a cornerback, like when we traded away Quandre Diggs for a 5th rounder or Darius Slay for a 3rd rounder. Go get one of those guys where the team is looking to flip. That's a good player, and you can get away with giving away a 3rd or 5th round pick. If we would have said, would you rather have any cornerback that can be worth a while or Broderick Martin this year, I think we'd all take the cornerback. So 3rd rounds aren't that crazy, all right? It's just not. Go trade one of those away for a good cornerback, not a Surtain level, but a very good cornerback that can fill in as depth. That is what we need. I do not care about edge rushers. I do not care about wide receivers. I do not care. You can always add an extra offensive line if you want, but cornerback is what I want. To answer your original question, the player that I want to see right now, I just like this idea of Kendall Fuller and Chase Young being paired up, coming to us for a 3rd round and a 5th round next year, or a 3rd round and a 4th round next year. And let's make that deal happen, because that is not mortgaging your future. That is buying chances for you to win more games this year, and you have life. You have life post 2023. So that's what I want. You?
I agree. I will say I don't think we're going to get 2 guys. I'm 100% sure we are going to get someone. I'm almost like positive we are going to get someone. And My reasoning is Brad Holmes, for this Lions season upcoming, he saw what happened last year. He realized we got to bring in some guys like CJ Gardner-Johnson, like Emmanuel Mosley, like drop it. But anyways, both of those
Cam Sutton.
Cam Sutton, I guess. Cam Sutton's the last man standing. You take out Mosley, you take out CJ Gardner-Johnson. If we go back to the beginning of the season and say, hey, we're not going to have these two guys until, maybe CJ Gardner-Johnson weeks 15, whatever. But if you tell Brad Holmes that, there's no way he's like, well, that's all right. He's good enough to be 3 players. No, Brad Holmes knows. He knows we needed help. He got the help. He just got very unfortunate that the help he got injured. So what do I think is going to happen? I think he's going to go double down. I do think he's going to go out and get a cornerback. I'd say cornerback, then pass rusher. I do think we're going to add secondary depth. But if we did go a skill position, would you rather want, like a cheap 97-1 was floating this, like a Rashad Penny type dude, or like bring DJ Chark home, or, just a cheap wide receiver, or, I guess even any skill position? Is there anyone or any position out there that you would entertain?
Not a single second. Not a single second. First off, wide receiver, and especially DJ Chark, the hell are we talking about? Get that out of here. Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and J-Mo are just fine. Those are 4 very talented wide receivers. Just because they're not big names and ESPN doesn't talk about them, Lions fans, doesn't mean we need to go get a new one. That's not what that means at all. In fact, the new one and the chemistry with Goff, sure, Chark maybe a little bit different, but a new wide receiver and Goff would take too much time anyways. That's stupid. Running back, why the hell would we want to get some? Craig Reynolds is our backup. Go get a dude off the street. Just go get a dude off the street. You can do that a plethora amount. Craig Reynolds was a dude off the street. Justin Jackson was a dude off the street. You can just go get a running back. It sucks to say I can't play running back, but there's a lot of people in the world that can play running back that are ready and just itching for their opportunity. Very Philip Lindsay-ish, very Austin Eckler-ish. There is players out there ready to play. Go get them. Don't trade even a 7th round 2026 pick for Rashad Penny, who can't even beat out Kenneth Gainwell. No, that's terrible. I don't want any skill positions at all.
And then I 100% agree. You got all the people saying, "Oh, look what Goff. Look what happens when he's got a competent bruising running back like Montgomery." Well, yeah, he's gonna have him next game. Literally, we have the bye, and then our next week. So he's fine. He's gonna be back. We don't need a running back anyway. Wide receiver, sure, we could use another pass catcher, but if we bring in a wide receiver, we are basically telling J-Mo, "You're a bust, dude. We don't blame you anymore. Sorry, we want this 5th, 6th, 7th round wide receiver that wasn't even on our team, that we didn't even drafted, to play over you, our 1st round player." And I know that's not exactly the wording we would say to J-Mo, but that's what he would receive from it. Exactly. And he's the type of dude that would be like, you know what? All right, I'm done. I'm not trying for this team. If you don't like me, I'm done. And that's just like the vibe I'm getting from him. But we look at him and say, hey, we're not adding a skill position. You are our weapon. You and Gibbs, we brought you guys in the last 2 years to make this offense special. It is great now. You can take it to new heights. I really think J-Mo, by playoff time, I think he will be there. It's going to take a while. Goff even said it. His connection with wide receivers, we saw it with Reynolds. We saw it with Chark. We even saw it a bit with Khalif. It just takes a minute. And I think it's going to take maybe a little longer than a minute with J-Mo, just because he's not your typical, 7, 8, 9 target guy a game. He's like 4, 5, 6 at max. And nothing wrong with that. We need to get him slowly acclimated. And I think he is the piece on offense that we're missing, essentially. If you put in, a good J-Mo, then our offense is clicking. On defense, different story. We have guys, knowing, all right, I can hold Hutch on 75% of the plays, and they only call it once the entire game. So we could do that. Well, you can't do that with Chase Young on the opposite end. You can't do that with Max Crosby, or even, Montez Sweat, or Jonathan Allen in the middle. So add anyone. and we can just take our defense to not from like good, great. It could be a consistent great to excellent.
Would you be excited or I'm not nervous, but would you be excited or less than excited if we signed Ndamukong Suh?
You see, I've thought about that one a lot, and I would like it. The Sue now is a completely different Sue than what he once was. This man is wise. He's experienced. He's won 2 Super Bowl. For sure one. I don't know if he was with the Eagles or no. He won a Super Bowl. He was with the Eagles when they lost. So he's been to 2 Super Bowls and one with the Bucks. So he's got experience. He's been with leaders like Brady, Jalen Hurts, been on phenomenal offenses. And not to mention, he's just a big dude still. So as long as he's just plugging gaps, letting Aleem know what's up, how to play that nose tackle like a freak, which he has been, I wouldn't be opposed if Sue's okay with just, hey, you're only going to get 10 snaps a game. You're going to be here for more inspirational, coaching up these young guys. And if we need you, you're going to be ready. So I wouldn't be opposed if especially if the money was right. But if he's like, nah, give me $5 million, then.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Sue, so I don't really care for him to add him. I don't think we need it, but just figured I would go ahead and ask. And now Adam's gone, so I was just going to talk. I wanted to talk about the JMO bomb for anyone listening. Hey, Adam's back. All right, and you're muted, Adam. So before you go jumping in here, unmute yourself. Is JMO getting a bomb tonight versus the Raiders?
Yes, he is. That was one of the plays that I do think is coming. I think we're going to see a JMO bomb. He was quiet in the Ravens game. Obviously, we saw that awesome one where he flipped his head 5 different times, caught in the Bucks one. And I think that is enough for Goff to, when Ben Johnson dials up that, JMO, go deep. Goff's going to be like, all right, I'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, Amon-Ra is going to be first read 11 times out of 10, and then it's going to go to Laporta, and then even a Gibbs check down. But that's enough time for Goff to go boom, 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 and then be like, holy crap, JMO blew past his dude. Touchdown. Yep. So I think it's all going to work out. But yes, I do think we see a JMO bomb. Now I'll throw it back to you, Nick. If you believe too, over under 45 yards.
Total or on the bomb?
On the bomb will be a
bomb 45 on the dot, because that seems to be what we do every time we bomb it to them. I am hoping that we get a bomb tonight for JMO. I don't know if I'm not. Is over under yards are set at 24.5. I am not taking the over, but I think we pushed the ball to him a lot last week, and we have been pushing it more to him. I bet he gets 5 targets today. And with 5 targets, if you think he can catch 24.5 yards, go smash that over. He's got to catch them to get the yards, though. I'm still kind of waiting on that. So we'll see. I'm not like JMO's not even in the forefront of my mind anymore. Like he really was. Right now, Jameson Williams is our option number 5. So to me, he's my 5th person that I'm most interested in on our offense. It definitely goes ASB, then Laporta, then Reynolds, then Gibbs. Then if you want to say JMO over Leaf, sure, but I truly think that Goff has a better connection with Leaf, and we do better when we throw the ball to Leaf instead of JMO. So you can even put JMO at 6. I just don't really care about Jameson Williams. I do care about our score predictions. Let's wrap this up and get to those.
I will say JMO to get 80 yards is plus 920. So that's essentially like one bomb in his scheme. A bomb and a half.
Tough. That's a bomb and a half. That's a bomb and a half. That's a bomb and a half. It might be a Will Levis bomb right there. Ain't no Jared Goff.
Honestly, yeah. Speaking of Will Levis, man, jeez.
Started DeAndre Hopkins in a couple of my leagues. Hey,
bro, wait. You're gonna in my Scott Fish.
Yeah.
I said, damn it, I'm a Lions fan. I ain't no Titans fan. I'm starting the man that can get the bombs. You know who can't? DeAndre Hopkins. I'm starting JMO Williams, baby. Yes, I started James Williams over DeAndre Hopkins and my Scott Fish Bowl, thinking, you know what? I want that upside. I think a 50-yard tutty's going to happen. And you know what? It will, baby. JMO, don't think he's going to get 3 touchdowns, but if he does, I'll be jumping in my league. So, nonetheless, JMO, 50-yard bomb incoming.
We'll take it. We'll take it. That's a tough bad beat. Way to own it though and announce it. You know what I mean? Way to own that.
Well, not yet, bad B. Still gonna,
Sure. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. What am I saying? You're right. That's not a bad beat yet. That's not a bad beat
that
yet.
would be that would be so cool, man. I will freaking post that everywhere, bragging about how smart I am and how genius of a call.
I
This
mean,
was.
how many other wide receivers did you have on that team that you could have started Nuke over? Not Tyreek, not Waddle.
I could have flexed him in for Javonte Williams, who also had a decent game too.
You love your Javonte Williams. I saw your Javonte Williams appreciation tweet
27
today.
carries, man. He's getting unleashed. Oh, baby. And also, in little future talk, that Broncos team, that could be a trap game for the Lions. They just went out and beat the Chiefs. Now, I don't think the Broncos are good at all, but
interdivision, anything can happen. Interdivision games.
Very true, very true. But score predictions, baby. I'm sticking to what I kind of had. I think it was like 28-7, something around there. I am going to go 31-10. Do you think the Raiders get a touchdown? I think it'll be off of something out of the ordinary. If it's, a turnover, if it's a good punt return, or if it's just simply like a broken play. But I don't think the Raiders are going to, Jacobs 8 yards, Adams 10 yards, Myers 13 yards. They're way down to the red zone. So I think the Lions are going to be able to control this game from start to finish. It wouldn't shock me if the Raiders get the ball, mark Drake down and get a quick 3. And everyone's like, oh, close game. And the Lions are just, no, night.
Yeah.
So ultimately, 31-10, not quite 51-10, but I do think the Raiders will be held to 10.
I love it. I also agree the Raiders will be held to 10. And I do think the Lions put up 51 points tonight, baby. 51-10. Detroit Lions called it in May. Called the Chiefs game in May, correct score. Calling this game in May, correct score. 51-10. We need this win because my next prediction is a tie against the Chargers, which I don't know why I predicted a tie. We'll get to that in a couple weeks. We have a bye week after this week, so everyone enjoy your Halloween festivities tomorrow. Enjoy the Devil's Night festivities tonight. Go TP some houses, especially if the Lions win. Egg a couple cars, and then let's go enjoy a few weeks of no Lions football, no stress-free football. We'll come back to see the Chargers. Lions tonight versus the Raiders, 51-10. Lions.
Also, final question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Final question. Over, under 4.5. Actually, 4.5 different costumes shown on the Monday Night Football broadcast.
I'll take the over. That's just because I'm hoping.
I like it. I think we'll definitely see like 2 to 3, but it depends. If they show a group of 5, boom, it hit over cashes right away. But if they show one, another one, it's at 4 different guys, under's hitting, baby. But
also, we get Red Wings at 7:30 in an hour and 15 minutes. We get Pistons at 8 o'clock in an hour and 45 minutes. We get Lions at 8:15. That's 2 hours from now. 3 Detroit teams all on at the same time. I'll have all 3 TVs going. My brain's not going to be able to focus. I cannot wait.
Only time, it's very rare that you could bet on all 3 at once. I'm actually surprised the Pistons and Wings both scheduled the game on Monday Night Football, even though they're on the road. Still surprising a bit because obviously the viewership not going to the Pistons or Red Wings.
No. I'll have them on, but I'm definitely muting those,
Yes. But I will say, ride with us, at least me, on our Detroit Equinox ticket. Pistons, Wings, Lions, all the win, plus 700, $10 to win you 70. So get that down. And also, I will be posted shortly the FanDuel boost. Hopefully, I can help people win some money. It's a little 50% boost, and we'll see, baby. But oh man, I was looking for my flag. I don't know where it went. As always,
helmet, bro.
I know. Yeah, go.
Go.